You're a little bit, Poppy!
What the dog doing?
You can kind of scooch a little bit this way. And also the dog is just unhinged.
You do this thing.
Okay, I'm the host.
I have the dog attacking me right now. She wants to play even though we're doing this Q&A.
She's like, this is my Q&A. This is Poppy's Q&A. So Poppy, what are your hopes and dreams? Well, hello, you guys asked for it. I don't know why you asked for it, but here we are. We are finally doing a Q&A. Some of you who are... What was that?
I was just moving hair, dog hair on me right now.
As we always do. For those of you that are regulars to this channel, you probably recognize this man right here. But for those of you who have not been watching me for very long and are like, who the heck is that? This is my husband.
You could have gone like, oh, this is my concubine or something like that.
I don't know if most people know what a concubine is.
That's true. Okay.
I think like the lay person, like the normal person is just like, what? A cucumber?
No, but yes, I'm the husband. And we're using a paintbrush for the microphone.
Oh yeah, so this is our super professional, I do this for a living setup. It is a $10 lavalier mic from Amazon on a used paintbrush, a very cheap paintbrush from Mikel's that loses its bristles every time I use it. And Poppy's laying on my feet.
We'll have to show that when we get a chance.
Phone cam.
It's like, there she is.
There she is.
Little Brad. At least she's lying down now. She was going nuts earlier.
Hello, baby.
No. You're doing so good. Go lie back down.
Okay, now you're on the cord.
Okay.
This is the downside of a corded microphone. Okay, now we got so much chaos. So today we are doing a Q&A, so you guys can get to know my husband better than just his occasional cameo, and also so you can get to know us as a unit. I think the most substantial video that you're in is probably the Ren Fair vlog.
Oh, I thought it was. Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
I thought it was gonna be the bench video.
Well, that video you had some pretty good. One where we took pictures, and then the Colorado Ren Fair. There's more of you. Yeah, so today we're actually doing a Q&A. I posted some questions to my Instagram as well as the community tab on YouTube, and you guys asked, and today we are answering as a couple. Before we begin, however, would you like to say a few words, maybe tell the audience a little bit about yourself?
Where do I start?
I was bored.
I was bored. Yeah, husband here, cosplayer, lover, you know.
He's an expert on that one.
The extrovert of this relationship, by the way, just like.
Oh yeah, so just as a disclaimer, we discussed this beforehand. On camera, I appear to be extroverted because of the power of editing, but also I'm used to this. I appear more outgoing than I actually am, whereas he is more awkward on camera. So we wanted to forewarn you guys that if it seems like it's opposite, he's introverted and I'm extroverted, it's not like that IRL. If you guys ever meet us in person, it's gonna be swapped. I'm gonna be awkward and he's gonna be like, hello.
Yeah, this is honestly my first time talking to the camera, and I'm like, I may not, if I look like it, if you catch it, maybe, but I don't know. But yeah, I'm like, this is gonna be different. So
I can tell he's tense. I can tell. So I have these organized because with all the chaos, we have to have some semblance of sanity in this video. So we have different categories. So there is relationship and personal. We have pop culture and just nerdiness, cosplay, which is a whole separate thing from nerdiness, and Ren Fair. And then just some people inserted some fashion aesthetic questions. Some of them are just for me and some of them are for both of us, or for like your opinion on that stuff. We have quite a few questions, so we're gonna attempt to get through this in a reasonable fashion.
This is going to be a long one. I already know.
This is gonna be a B word for me to edit. I'm trying to be good, okay? Relationship and personal. How do we prioritize our time together?
So that one, even though it's a simple question, it seemed a little complicated because we just do it. We just, okay, not that way. We just tell each other that we want to spend time together, or just literally spend time together. I guess we're so used to each other now. We're going on our 7th year of our marriage that it's like, oh, you'll pop in the room when you want to spend time with me, or I'll pop in the room. We'll just be in the same room together. Even if we're not talking, we'll just be together. You know?
I guess it helps that we like each other and we like hanging out. It just is news to you, I guess. I know it's the whole cliche and trope, like marry your best friend, but we really do get along well, like we're buds, like we're best friends.
He's my best friend, he's my pal, he's my homeboy, he's my sweet cheese, my good time boy.
So like we can annoy each other and like poke at each other, and no one gets, neither of us ever really get mad at each other. It's like very rare. And then like he said, we communicate. Like if one of us is feeling lonely and needs attention, we're not shy about being like, pay attention to me.
We're just honest.
Yeah, we're
with
very
each
blunt.
other. Since the beginning, when we were dating, we made sure, oh yeah, we're gonna just be honest. We have to just straight up tell each other exactly how we feel or what we want in everything and anything.
Well, speaking of ever since we met, how did we meet?
So that's going to be a funny one. I'm going to try to shorten the version, but basically, I used to live in SoCal. I did not live in North Cal. I had a friend from Scotland visiting, and we wanted him to explore all of California's glory, so we said back in 2015, hey, let's take him to San Francisco and Sacramento. We have friends up here that we can stay with and such. And that buddy had a friend who was getting married, and so he threw a little party for him, and we were at that party, and there she was across the room, and I looked at her, and she looked at me, and I looked back at her. And you know where the rest is history.
Yeah, just to be clear, Sacramento wasn't like the hot spot. That was just a way station because they wanted to go to San Francisco. But it just happened that we had a mutual friend that lives here. And he was like, hey, I have a friend from Scotland visiting. And that's what perked up my ear. I didn't even hear about the SoCal dudes. I was like, Scotland, you say?
She wanted the 6'4" Scotland man, but then found out he was only 16.
Oh, yeah. And then I was like, Jay's words were, I have friends from Scotland,
Yeah.
plural. So I thought there were like several dudes from Scotland. And so my brain just went to like, you know, what insert movie romantic
Braveheart?
Braveheart.
I don't know.
I was thinking P.S. I Love You.
Oh, because when you say Scotland, I was just thinking of all Scotland movies and stuff.
You're thinking of the guy movies. I think you were the first person I met.
Yes.
You walked up to me and he didn't say, hi, my name is. He just went up to me. He's like, Yael.
Yeah, at the time.
And I was like, what does that mean?
Yeah, at the time. So, by the way, my name is Yael. I don't think we used that in the intro.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, so, and it's Hebrew. So it's not a common name, especially in
And
America.
no one can say it. Everyone's like, Gal, Yell. And it's like, I call him Yell. It's supposed to be Yael, but I'm lazy.
And I realize you do it, but I don't really care at the time because I'm like, whatever.
It's just easier because I sometimes struggle over my words. I fumble, so I just simplify.
I did that. I don't even remember why I did it that way. I was just like, oh, I want to give a good first impression and
And a firm handshake.
yeah, and a firm handshake.
I looked confused and he was like, that's my name. And I'm
Yeah.
like,
I probably should have been more clear, but that was
and then I felt stupid.
that was
Yeah.
her first impression of me, and it was
Well, I wouldn't say it's an impression. I was just embarrassed and then later we hit it off.
yeah. Actually, that goes into as a fellow introvert who dared make the first move. So that's complicated because I want to say it was you, but at the same time it was me.
It depends on how you define move because we were friends first, very shortly.
So
but
explain backstory. She wanted to come visit SoCal to go to Disneyland. And at the time, I don't have it now, so if any of you are asking for this privilege, I'm sorry I don't have this anymore. But I had friends who worked for Disneyland who could get us in for free. So when she said that, my ears perked and I'm like, hey, you know what? I can get you into Disneyland. We should all hang out.
So now we know my true motivation was free Disneyland tickets. I really suckered up to him, was like,
But then she was down for the brown.
and then I guess it's like a movie. It was for selfish reasons, but then he won me over with his laughing at my jokes when no one else laughs at my jokes.
Also, you just find me really hot.
I guess. I don't know.
Dang, girl.
Okay. Can I just say a thing? Besides looks, one of the most important things to me, and you know this, I'm saying this for their benefit. One of my most important things is being heard and understood. And I have always had this experience where like I'm expressing myself, I'm in a conversation with someone and their eyes glaze over and you can tell they're looking to get out of the conversation and then they do.
Like that.
Like that. They're just like, And you didn't do that. You were actually interested, and I was talking about all the things like quantum physics and
That's because
timelines.
what you talk about is genuinely interesting.
And everyone else is like, And then when someone pulled you away, you ended up coming back.
Yeah, so...
I'm used to people leaving and then never coming back, and I'm
Yeah,
like,
so there was at the party, the guys were playing video games and they started cheering. My brother called me, so I said to her, I'll be right back, and I left.
I didn't
And
believe him.
She didn't believe me. But 5 minutes later, I did come back because when I'm having a conversation with someone, I actually have been through what she's been through. So I understood, and I always, since I was a kid, so I said, no, I'm not gonna do that. And once those 5 minutes were up of like all the guys, I went back to her and said, okay, sorry, shall we continue?
And that impressed me because I'm not used to that. I'm used to people just being like, get away from this chick. So that was really nice.
Did you meet through cosplay? That actually, so that we
Yes and no.
Actually, the reason why I started talking to her was because I found out she cosplayed. Because I've been a cosplayer since 2012. I want to say 2011, but I became official in 2012. And when I heard that she was into cosplay, I'm like, oh, hey, friend, fellow cosplayer.
Yeah, he wanted to see pictures of my cosplays. It was like brought up in conversation. Like we're on opposite ends of the table when we went out to eat. Jay was like, oh yeah, she cosplays. And then later, like you flagged me down and were like,
because I wanted to know. Because it's sometimes you find someone who has a common interest in you, and when you're awkward, and yes, I can be awkward, even though she says she's the awkward one, I also can be awkward sometimes. I find someone who has something in common with us, I'd be like, all right, hey, I want to get to know you.
And also in his circle, there were a few girls that cosplayed, but like in our experience, it's mostly dudes. Nowadays, like there's more and more girls getting into it, but this was like 2015. So in your circle, there was not as many girls into it. So you were wanting to like hook me up with the other people that were into it as well. I didn't have any friends anymore that cosplayed.
I wanted to expand our group. I really wanted to get more cosplay friends and people together. That's why the other reason why I'm the extrovert, because I like bringing people together. Whereas Sarah here, she's kind of like, I'll just stay home.
The people know me as Scotty.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot.
Don't confuse them.
Scotty,
don't. But no, Mini-Me doesn't like chocolate. No, it's Mini-Me likes okay. Cut.
Okay.
Mini-Me loves chocolate. Scotty don't.
I guess that answers the last question there. Or was that something you got in together? Well, no, we were already into it before, and we just basically melded together that hobby. Though recently she's been more doing her Ren Fair outfits, but we still do cosplay from time to time.
I'm his painter because before he met me, he didn't know how to paint his cosplays.
I would just spray them.
I've helped to improve his cosplay in that way. Yeah. I can't build worth a crap, but I sure can paint, so.
That's why we're a team. I build and make these things, and you finish it up with a paint job.
Yeah, I'm about the fine details and like zooming in on things, and he's about the overall like big picture.
Yeah, that's how we work great together in making costumes together as a cosplay couple, and that's what I love. It's actually a dream come true for me because I always said I wanted to get with a girl who was into that, so, and I got it.
You got what you wanted.
Yeah. What's his profession? We're not talking about my profession.
His job is kind of not fun.
You're probably very sweet because I see you had a face with hearts on it, so there's nothing against you, but there's a lot of choice words about
we could talk about what he wants to do, and that is not what he's currently doing. What he's currently doing is just to put food on the table, but if you had your way, what would you do?
I'd work at home helping people online. Actually, I used to do that when I used to work for Gap Incorporated, and I actually really enjoyed that job, but unfortunately, they didn't have enough opportunities for me to make enough money. Basically, I just didn't make enough money, so I had to leave that job, not because I wanted to, but out of necessity. So
they wouldn't give him enough hours, but he really liked the setup. It was really nice for both of us too, because I'm always at home, and he would just clock off and just be home.
Yeah,
we got to see each other all the time. So we've been trying to, like right now, what we're trying to do is find him a job that's like that. Like he loves doing customer service. I hate customer service.
Yeah,
like, he loves customer service, and if he could work from home doing customer service again, you'd be happy as a clam.
Oh my goodness, honestly. And then have our cats there with me. And
the cats used to snuggle him while he was on the phones.
Yeah, and then be able to see you, even if I'm working, just see you for a bit.
Pop my head in the office, be like, hello.
Yeah, that'd be my dream job. But that actually leads to the next question. Do you have any mutual dreams or goals? Oh, this one I prepared because I thought about this a lot. And I said, easy, maybe be able to own our own house, be able to raise a family, have, all the things we want, and be able to afford all of it.
Just the basics.
Just basic dreams. We're not asking a lot. Just basic. Anyways, here you go.
So basically, we'd like to be able to make a living wage and not struggle, and maybe have a Victorian house in the country.
That's your dream right there.
I know, but like you would support that dream. Mutual dreams. You want to have a house and a family. I'm thinking of the details and specifics. A Victorian house, cottage thing in the country, big backyard where Poppy can run around, maybe with a
That's
dachshund.
How we complement each other. I think of like, oh, this thing and that thing, and then you'll fill in the details.
And then, of course, we want to have kids eventually, but in this economy,
'Cause I have $30,000 in credit card debt.
Yeah, it's not possible. We're barely getting by with just our current income.
And you might be looking at all the stuff that I've got in the background and be like, wow, you guys are doing well. First of all, I'm a hoarder and I'm a thrifter. And also, we just happen to have a pretty good situation living with family. So we're okay. But if we wanted to expand the family, there's no way.
Yeah.
Which we're in talks with my brother and we're like, hey, why don't we all pull our resources and live somewhere not in California? But now it's getting to where nowhere you can do that. So anyway, let's not dwell.
That's actually the next question, which is perfect. Dream place to live. Why?
Somewhere affordable and it's not hot as balls.
Well, so we had multiple places we thought we wanted to live. First, we were looking at Missouri, but
because I have a cousin that lives there that loves it.
Yeah, and then it's too humid, and then
tornadoes too.
And then we were looking at Colorado, too expensive. We're looking at Vermont because it's cheaper there, but that would be too cold. And now
in the winter.
Yeah, and then Philadelphia is also another one we're looking at, but we're still doing research. Nothing is set in stone. But if we had a choice, and I know we both agree on this because we recently just came back there a few months ago, Colorado.
If it was all expenses paid, you can live anywhere. Well, actually, if it was all expenses paid, you can live anywhere. I'd probably relocate out of the US. Either Colorado or like a Swedish country in the Alps or something, or like Scotland or something beautiful.
Oh, Scotland, yes.
But realistically, right now we're just in the midst of just doing research. If we mention any place that you guys personally live and you want to like go in the comments and be like, this is why you shouldn't move here. And it's just keep in mind that every person has their own personal set of pros and cons and what they're able to deal with. For us, we have very specific pros and cons. We're homebodies. We're not really like going out and doing things type of people, but we at least need Ren fairs. We at least need outdoorsy stuff. Maybe comic conventions, but we already travel for those, or, anime conventions. And I know like some places have high crime. And for me, the biggest thing is like weather. Weather is really huge for me. I need 4 seasons. I hate the heat.
Yeah.
And California is constantly like so hot and on fire.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing. So any suggestions though, leave them in the comments. I just won't go to Texas.
What did you say?
Yeah, no Texas.
Or
places like Arizona and Texas are out of the list. I don't care how cheap it is.
I don't care how cheap it is. That's where I draw the line.
Yeah, it's too hot.
And if you live in Texas, no offense.
This isn't against you. We just are not desert or heat.
We already have that here.
Yeah.
It's already become a desert. It didn't used to be like this when I was a kid. I'm going to be like, back in my day.
Favorite date activity to do together? We both don't know.
Chili's. I love me a $5 happy hour margarita.
I was going to say that, but I was like, does that sound like too cheap? I don't know. Your
Is
audience
that white? Does that make me white trash?
Is your audience going to think, wow, your husband doesn't want to take you some bougie place and all? No, I do want to take her to a nice place. In fact, actually, whenever I get a bonus, I'm like, hey, I want to take you somewhere nice. She's the one who goes, no, let's go to Chili's or Applebee's and get those $5 margaritas.
It doesn't take a lot to please me, as long as the food is decent. I just don't like overpriced things. Like if I'm gonna go to a bougie place, but they give me like a tiny little thing and it's not that good, why? I may as well just go to the cheap place. I mean, yeah, the food is mid, but honestly, the last few bougie places I've been to were pretty mid, so.
Yeah, and how food costs now.
And like the $5 margaritas, like those aren't small either, so.
We have to finish those together because we're both lightweights.
You more than me.
Not okay. All right.
Well, more me recently because of medication. Apparently, if you take SSRIs, it affects you more. Didn't used to though.
And in my case, despite being a thick boy, I just don't drink a lot of alcohol.
We don't drink a lot, so that's probably why.
Yeah, so if I drink like just a little more than a cup or 16 ounces, the world starts to spin and it's not fun for me.
No, he doesn't dance, he just sleeps.
What was your first? Well, I think we answered this already. What was your first impressions of each other?
Oh yeah, we already.
Actually, I could answer this. Well, is this an impression? The first thing I noticed of you were your eyes. Does that count?
Yeah.
The first thing when we met and when I looked at your face, the first thing that popped in my head when I noticed was your 2 eyes, and I said, "Oh."
My 2 eyes as opposed to my 1.
Yes. Oh, hazel eyes. Not out loud, in my head though, but I noticed the color of her eyes. They were different. They're very pretty.
I don't remember what my first impression of you was.
It was just awkward.
I don't know. I think I was like, oh, this guy is actually genuine.
Not the Cuban heat.
Like I said, the most important thing to me is about communication. So the fact that you were a listener
Yeah.
and a yes and adding to the conversation. And
Who liked who first?
I made moves first.
That's a good one. I think we just both. It just naturally.
It just
both of us
happened
liked
because
each
we
other.
would just couldn't stop texting each other to the point where our friends were like, "Who dat?"
So context, after I got her number for the Disneyland thing, we started texting each other and it wasn't intentional. I actually genuinely wasn't trying to get in this girl's pants. But we just couldn't stop talking to each other.
Well, that's where the bestie energy comes from because like we just become crackheads together.
Yeah.
And
we had
we're
so much
weird.
fun.
We're weird together, and we were just sending each other memes all the time and jokes, and like talking about each other's days and cracking jokes about our day. And I think that's what got people noticing because we'd be like in the corner of the room, snickering and giggling, looking at our phone, like glued to our phone the whole time. There's like a specific smile that people have when it's
Someone
not just a
there.
meme you're looking at on Instagram, but it's someone sent it to you. It's like.
Yeah. You're just like, my brother, I have a twin brother, any context for anyone out there, noticed immediately, is like, who's this girl you're texting? I couldn't hide it from
The
him.
telepathy kicked in.
Yeah, he knew immediately. One, he's my twin, so we know a lot, almost everything about each other, but also, I couldn't hide it.
Well, you share more than the usual DNA than normal siblings, so.
Yeah. It's kind of hard to say who liked who first. I just say I think it's a tie. Like,
We'll give this one a tie.
Yeah.
Instead of competing for it.
This one's for me. Okay.
here you
What
go.
does your husband think of you being an influencer? So, to make it simple, I love it. At first, I was just worried for her because I knew in the beginning it was going to be hard, and because she has anxiety and I love her and I hate seeing her stressed out or anxious, I was just worried that what if, if it doesn't work out, will it hurt her or such like that? But I supported her. I wanted her to do something that she really loved. That's why, even though we haven't mentioned this in the profession part because I don't want to talk about my job, I took the job I had so that you would be able to be at home making content on YouTube.
Even though we struggle.
Yeah, it's even though we struggle, but I still, seeing you happy, seeing your videos, that makes me happy because I can see you in your element. I see that you're in your element at home already, but to see it, like, be able to show it to others makes me happy to see that.
I think it's improved my confidence in myself and my
yeah.
self-esteem. But yeah, you
Yeah.
think so too?
No, you're more talkative. Not just, we're already talkative with each other, but like with other people in general. Like she's been more brave. Do the two of you mostly share a crafting area or mostly keep your own spaces? So yes, we do each have our own crafting area. So she could probably edit this and show her area, but you probably already seen it in her videos.
You guys are in here all the time.
Yeah, and maybe you could show mine, but I have my area as well, where she has her own little thing for painting and little things, whereas I have my own little shop where I make my foam armor and all that jazz, where the crazy magic happens.
Yeah, so just to kind of explain the setup, I mean, he already was crafting in the garage before my brother moved in with us, but since my brother moved in and we needed more space, we did kind of like renovate the garage a little bit just to make it a little bit more, you could actually stay in there and not want to die when it's the summertime. So he has like his gaming stuff, his cosplay stuff, and he has like a little portable AC unit, and now you have your LED lights in there, and it's super cozy. And then of course we have like the storage and the freezer and other stuff in there too. Like it's communal space, but also he has his own corner. And then previously when he worked from home, his desk and Ethernet cable and all that is in there, and it's livable now. So it's kind of cool. We all have our own spaces. We've made it work. So
And I love it. And I know you love this room, especially
Yeah, and it's-
now with this background.
I know my backdrop in front of the closet.
I like it too. What are some of the small things she does for you that make your heart melt? I feel like I've been taking up you want to answer that one first?
Yeah, so we all agree that even though he's not a dad, he is a dad at heart, and he is a dad to our fur babies. I have like specific pictures of him cradling our cat Yzma like a baby, and he's super gentle with her, and the cats love him so much. He's also just like, he's very helpful around the house. And I'm not saying that my dad was never helpful, but like it was very much like the women do the chores and the men after they get home from work, they just sit down, watch TV and play video games and don't help out around the house. He's not like that. I mean, even while we were dating, he would be helping me clean the kitchen after dinner and washing the dishes. I told you this when we were dating, you were washing you didn't even like ask, oh, do you want me to do the dishes? You just like jumped in and started doing the dishes.
Well, that's when you have a Cuban mother who refuses to be a maid. My mom was very old-fashioned, but there was one thing she did not want her boys to be was lazy when it came to house chores. So
And I appreciate that. So thank you, Rachel, for being the best mom and raising your kids right, because I love that. When I was a kid, I mean, my dad made all of us, like me and my brothers, do chores. My parents will never see my videos, but my dad. It was always me and my mom and my brothers. But yeah, so you actually help out, and like I feel like if we had kids, you would be setting a good example for them.
yeah, you've told me this, and
That's mine. What is yours?
well, this is the little things that people won't see that I get to see. Is your little, I call them derp moments. They're really cute. So I'll be sitting down and I'll just be minding my business, and I'll see you from afar, like in the kitchen, and you'll do like this little happy dance, and it's or like make these little noises like hey 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 hey. There's just something, just little derpy quirk stuff, and that always makes me smile and just makes my heart flutter.
You know what those are, right?
What?
Those are stims.
Is that a bad thing?
No, that's not a bad thing. That's no. He doesn't know. It's like ADHD and autism.
No, it's a bad thing that I like that.
No. No, actually, no, that's good. That's good. At least I think they're stimmed, because I have noticed that, like, as I've gotten more comfortable with myself, especially around you, I didn't used to do stuff like that.
Yeah, I noticed that.
I didn't used to do stuff like that, but I've gotten more expressive and I've felt more comfortable doing stuff like that. And I'm pretty sure that is me unmasking.
Yeah.
Because I'm not diagnosed with autism, but my brothers are, and I've been diagnosed with ADHD. And sometimes, like, I'll just like, I just feel like I need to do. I have all this energy, and I'm like.
Well, that was the thing when we met. I made sure you know that I was an open book, and I wanted you to be the same. Like, hey, I'm not someone who pretends to be someone else. This is me. This is it. Well, even on camera, as nervous of a wreck I am, this is who I am.
Are you gonna need water eventually?
Probably.
I'm a bad talk show host. I didn't provide water.
They could see what my favorite drink is then in that case. But like, that's one thing, and even into our marriage, I just, hey, be yourself. I don't care. I love you being you.
Yeah.
When I see those little things, even yesterday, you made these little noises, and I was just like, that's my wife.
Yeah. So, well, you know what's so funny about that is, like, yeah, it's a discovery process, because you say, you know, you want me to be myself, but I think for me, I had to learn what that was, because I didn't know who that was, what that even meant, you know, existential. As I start to get to know myself and I'm allowed that safe space to express myself, those things start to come out, and like, I don't even notice, but you notice. And I don't know, it's cool. And like, I think TikTok has also helped me realize that a lot of these things are stims. Hey, you know what? I like it. I think it has a bad rap.
No, I don't hate it for the reasons that people may think. It's just that it takes, once I get on TikTok, I realize, oh no, I'm gonna lose 20-30 minutes of my time.
Yeah, it is a bit of a time suck.
So I try to avoid it as much as possible because of that. So pop culture, could I get a drink before we continue this one?
Okay, you're gonna get a cold pop
Yes.
before we go to pop culture. Okay,
Exactly.
BRB.
Be right back. Now I'm set.
And we're back. This video is not sponsored by Waterloo, but it could be.
Yeah,
It could
sparkling
be.
water. I'm a big...
Just don't slurp on I'll have to edit out the slurps. No! I hate it.
Any video game recommendations that you enjoy playing together? Okay.
Not yet, but we are going to.
So, no, there was a couple games, but we didn't play together, so we just spent time together while I
watched him play, because I'm terrible at video games.
The first one was Horizon Zero Dawn for the PS4. You love that game, and one, because the main character is literally you. Mannerisms and just the way she spoke, it was crazy.
The way she complained about the snow.
Yeah, just everything about her was just exactly you, and I was like, baby, I think this is you, and you got involved with the story, you loved the world in it.
Good story.
And then the next one you sat in was Breath of the Wild. You love that one so much.
To the point where just the sound effects make me really nostalgic.
Those sound effects are really fantastic.
We need to play Tears of the Kingdom, but we've been putting it off because we're just so busy. Well, one game that what I was alluding to, though, there is a game that we want to play together, and we actually want to make content out of it.
Yes.
And I even slid into their DMs, but they haven't responded. It's Fae Farm.
Yes. So just to let you know, she loves Animal Crossing. She wanted me to get into it, but I just don't care for it. But Fae Farm, we could be sponsored, but we're not yet. But let's hope.
I'm going to try.
That one actually caught my interest because, well, it's not just a farming simulator. You can go on adventures with friends and stuff. I was like, baby, we could play this together. I'd love to try this out, actually.
And we can be husband and wife in the game.
Yeah.
If that's an option.
Actually, is it an Well, we'll find out.
We'll find out. We'll find out.
Otherwise, I'll just
Because
romance
it
every
looks.
villager.
You're gonna romance every villager, are you?
Just as an achievement.
Right to jail, right away.
Gonna be a hoe.
I'm joking, by the way.
But yeah, it looks fun. It looks like there's a lot to do, but it still kind of has that like feel of like a lifestyle. What is that called? Farm sim, life sim.
Cottage core? I don't know.
It's this type of game. Okay, what is next?
What is next? Well, Poppy's right there looking like, hey,
Poppy
I
wants
want to
pets.
be next. Yeah. Are you a Star Trek fan? If so, which series and why?
First of all, I would like to say, who looked at my name and thought, I don't know if this chick is a Star Trek fan?
Yes. Star Trek, Star Wars, Stargate.
We're nerds, guys.
Yeah.
Frickin' nerds.
We love them all. Though, if you're wanting a deep Star Trek fan, unfortunately, I'm sorry, I grew up with Star Wars. That was my main thing, but I still absolutely
stole
love
a
Star
pumpkin.
Trek.
Hold on. Poppy stole a
Mayday.
pull this from my headpiece. Sorry.
But Star Trek, great recommendation is Orville, honestly. If you're a Star Trek fan, Orville's fantastic.
I've done this in a video before.
Oh,
I
you
went,
did?
I went
Okay.
on a whole
So
rant
you're-
about
you're-
how
you're
great the
covered.
Orville is. Yeah.
It-
but a more recent Star Trek that we both enjoyed,
Oh, yeah, Strange New World.
Strange New Worlds. It was so good.
I was surprised too because I had given up Star Trek at this point because of just how bad it got with the recent series. But Strange New Worlds just took me by surprise at how good it was.
Even I got into it. I'm not like the big, okay, I know my name is kind of a Star Trek reference, but I'm not like super big into Star Trek. I grew up with like Next Gen and Voyager. Like I was obsessed with Voyager when I was a kid, and then later at Enterprise, which I was like about. But yeah, we were a nerd family, so.
We're gonna check out Deep Space Nine.
Oh yeah, we're gonna watch Deep Space Nine next.
We've never watched that, so we're finally gonna get into that because I've heard so much good things.
I'm a Stargate girly.
You recently got me into.
Yeah, we just finished we watched all 10 seasons of SG-1, and then we've watched both movies, and now we're on season 5 of Atlantis, and we just met Chris Judge.
Oh yeah, we just recently met Christopher Judge.
Teal'c, indeed.
If your
nervous.
audience knows, then I don't know.
I mean, I'll put in a picture so they know.
Yeah. What is each of your favorite books from your childhood? I have quite a few.
Pick one.
Do you remember this one called I'm trying to remember the exact name. These books called The Magic Treehouse or something like the Time Traveling Treehouse or something like. I don't know. I forget. I forgot what was the name of the series, but it was this book series. I loved them as a kid that I'd read. See, my parents, they didn't want us kids to be just reading picture books. They wanted us, once we got over the picture books, they put us on to the full chapter books and such after that. So they got us into, oh my gosh, what were those kids that were trapped on a train, kids?
Was it Boxcar Children?
The Boxcar Children. Yes, the Boxcar
Oh, yeah,
Children. It was this book series. Hold on, I'm trying to see the Magic Treehouse. Yes, the Magic Treehouse, where it was like a time traveling treehouse or something like that. It was both time traveling and would take them to different worlds and stuff. That was one of my
so like
favorite
Doctor
series.
Who.
Yeah, kind of like Doctor Who. That's another one we're into. That's the first one that came to mind when I think of favorite book series.
I have one. I don't know if this is embarrassing or not, but my favorite series as a kid was this series called Junie B. Jones. My mom and I were both into it. It was something I was like, me and my mom would geek out about. And I probably read them far longer than they were intended, just because we found them hilarious. And my mom and I would read them together, and we would just be laughing so hard. She's like a kindergartner or first grader, and I just remember her being like really naive, but also really chaotic. And she really wanted to be a good girl, but she just kept getting herself in these circumstances and getting herself in trouble, even though she wasn't trying to get in trouble.
I do remember those books. They just weren't my
They were
zhuzh, but you know.
they were more, I guess, girl books. I don't know. I found them funny.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was my favorite, but that's like what I remember the most from when I was a kid.
All right, so now we're on to the next subject, cosplay. How did he get into cosplay, and did his style change over the years? Like how us women often start with goth and vintage and then get all the cores. Yes, so you can show a picture of my first cosplay if you'd like. I started, like I said, 2011/2012. I was a Marvel fan. I still am somewhat a Marvel fan, but my first cosplay was Thor. He's my most favorite comic book character, him and Superman. It was mainly superheroes, then some anime. Now recently it's been more medieval fantasy that we've both been getting into. It's kind of your fault actually that started happening because you wanted to go to more Ren fairs, and then the whole medieval thing started infiltrating our lives, and I was like, you know what, I could make some cosplays of this. So I did a medieval Mando. You could show a picture of that.
Come out and show me.
ticket, yes. There it is. The room is yours. They are lucky to be in your presence. Now the turn. Yes, you are a tiny god.
Then I did also that night, just basically a night for our anniversary shoot. And I have another one based off one of my favorite video game series, but that's not finished yet, but it will be later this year. So what's his favorite thing of what he has made? Oh, hands down the Mandalorian, the Viking Mandalorian cosplay. That is my pride and joy.
Yours and the one you made for your brother.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Both of those. Because when my brother and I are in those suits together, I feel unstoppable. We look so good. I love it.
You do look good.
I know you look good. Any future couples cosplay costume plans?
We need to discuss that more because I haven't really been doing a lot of cosplay lately. I've mostly just been doing fantasy outfits, which I mean, technically you can count that as a couple cosplay because, you know, you did your knight and I did my fairy queen, but specific characters.
See, we did have one we wanted to do, but we kind of fell out of it. And it was a Horizon Zero Dawn, remember King of Odd?
He looks like King of Odd. Well, I think I kind of look like Aloy. Most of us, she's a redhead and she has a round face like me. But we were shooketh because like we were joking. They kept playing up King of Odd and like talking about him. And the way they were talking about him, he kind of like sounded like he was like super noble. I'm like, wouldn't it be funny if he kind of looked like you? And then they show him and I'm just like, if you had like a little facial hair, like a goatee and a little mustache and like a headdress.
We were thinking about doing that, but that one is so complicated and how busy I am, it's just not been in the cards. I want to do it, it's just...
And I do want to upgrade my Aloy, like Pete's. Parts of it we have upgraded since 2017, but other parts we haven't. I kind of want to like start fresh and do another one of her outfits. We just haven't had time. And we have a really good spear that he made, and that's like the most recent build. That was from 2021.
Oh, that one I'm so...
Or was it 2021 or he finished in 2022?
No, 2021. Yeah. It's been a couple of years.
No, because we finished it for last year's...
No, it was the year before that.
No, we finished it for... No, because I have a vlog of me finishing it, and I didn't start YouTube till 2020, late 2021.
Yeah, okay, so it was 2022. The pandemic kind of threw off time.
I know,
so.
what is even... Yeah. I don't even know what year it is half the time.
So now we're on to the next subject, Ren Fair. What was your first Ren Fair like going as a couple? Now the question is, do you even remember what was our first Ren Fair?
Yeah, it was right after the pandemic. It was Folsom.
That's right.
It was hot.
It was hot.
But we still enjoyed it, and we got there late. It's like when I first made it onto like Ren Fair TikTok, like I started getting pushed those videos, like medieval stuff, and I first started dabbling in like fantasy stuff.
I think the cat wants to come in.
Cat wants in.
Yeah, she's meowing at the door. Should we let her in? You think
Hold this.
Let me see if she'll let me. Hey, baby.
All the animals want in here.
Come here, baby. Yzma,
come here.
Come here, girl.
Will she even come up because Poppy's here?
Poppy's probably not going to let her, though, because Poppy's a jealous girl.
Poppy wants all the attention. But yeah, so I'll continue talking while he's trying to get the animals' attention. People see my content and they think I've been going to Ren Fair since I was like a kid. No, I kind of jumped into it and it became my special interest. So I really wanted to go to them before that. I just didn't know where they were. I didn't know how to dress. But because
What? It's her time to shine.
There's not really much to say there. I think our best Ren Fair experience as a couple, and it was just you and me, was the Angels Camp one. And that one was so much fun, and I vlogged it.
That was the Celtic one.
The Celtic Fair, yeah.
Yes, that one
I love the pictures that we took after. We got a funnel cake.
Those were your first fairy wings, too.
Yeah, we bought my first fairy wings.
Even though it wasn't our first one, I think that one solidified, oh yeah, we gotta do this.
Yeah, that was the one that really like got us into it because it was just so much fun, and I still have so many good I wouldn't say it's the best one because now we have Colorado.
Yeah.
It got us into it.
Yeah.
Do you want me to pull up the questions now that you're
I'll put her down. She's gonna get I know, but she's so fluffy, she's gonna get
Oh my god, there's hair everywhere.
Woo! Yeah, she got hair all over me now.
The fluffering. This is a really good question. You're both really into Ren Fair, but who likes it more?
Her. Hands down, it's her. It's like
like I said, it's my special interest. I love it.
No, and I love it. Don't worry, I love it. But I've always been a cosplay convention guy, and I love the cosplays because you can dress up as whoever you want, whatever you want. But the Ren Fairs, the whole medieval fantasy vibe, that's all her.
That's all me. It's like my inner child because I was super into like princesses and fantasy stuff when I was little. I was obsessed with Zelda and I wanted to be Princess Zelda.
Yeah.
Because my grandparents had like a Nintendo system and my brothers would play. I can't remember which one it was, but I wanted to be Princess Zelda.
Yeah. So now you get to.
And I was blonde back then and I had pointy ears, so it was kind of perfect.
Now you're cute and red.
Now I'm more, what's her name? Mulan?
Mulan?
Not Mulan. What's the redhead from Ocarina of Time?
Oh, Malin.
Malin.
Yes.
Mulan.
Mulan.
I don't know how.
Malin. What are your guys' favorite and least favorite parts of Ren fairs? Oh, favorite parts.
Favorite part is dressing up and just being a hooligan.
I like that too. That and mead.
Mead. The jousting.
Yes,
shows.
the jousting.
The
Especially
shopping.
the NorCal Ren Fair with the jousting. That one.
Just like running around and pretending and taking pictures and just having fun. The least favorite part is probably the bathrooms are usually porta potties, which is like, and B, it can be hot depending on what one you go to.
And as much as I love going to the Ren fairs with her, I have basically sworn off going to Ren fairs in the summertime. I've said, I love you. I love going to Ren fairs with you, but I cannot do the summertime ones. Where we live in the summertime, it's always above 100. And when you wear a kilt in that, you're just like, nope, I'm not doing this.
Another fun fact about if you're on SSRIs or any kind of like medication for your brains, you are more susceptible to heat stroke. And I got heat sick after the Plymouth Fair last year, which is why we didn't go this year because I pushed myself to have fun that whole day. And it was a fun fair, but I ended up being really sick after, so.
Yeah, so I'm thinking you probably should stop going to summer ones as well.
Yeah, unless the weather says that Folsom is going to be like cool that weekend and I find out that it's not going to be as crowded, like I heard that it's going to be expanding or something, we're playing that one by ear. Most likely not going.
Where does he source his garb? Are there any companies that has a gold? Huh? I'm confused by that.
Okay, so where do you source your garb? So for Ren fairs, most of what he has is from like Amazon, and then we've picked up a few pieces from the thrift store, but it's really harder to thrift men's Ren fair garb.
I feel like you have a better time.
I have a better time because I can use contemporary women's clothes for my Ren fair garb, but it's not like that for men.
No. There are specific designs for men, so we've had, unfortunately, to give Jeff Bezos some money.
I think what they're talking about, are there any companies we wish we could own stuff from? I have the benefit of sometimes being able to reach out to companies and get stuff for free in exchange for promotion on social media. Not always, but like Costa Real is sending him a vest, which I'll be able to style, so keep your eyes peeled. But I've also heard of like Zootsu clothing. I think Holy Clothing has some men's stuff. I don't have anything from there yet, so like maybe in the future I'll be able to try those out. So that's the best I can answer that question.
Yeah, I think the any company's goal to own is probably your thing. I don't know.
That's for me.
I can't think of any clothing.
I dress
companies.
him for... Okay, let me answer this then, because I dress you for Ren fairs pretty much, besides when you wear your armor. Do you always try to match each other's aesthetic when you all go to Ren fairs, or do your own thing? I'm always a fairy.
A bit of both.
So it's like we won't match, but we complement. So if I'm a fairy, he's usually like a knight or a Viking, which, I mean, I feel like no matter what, you're gonna look... As long as you're both in Ren fair garb, you're gonna both look good together. But we don't like match each other or anything. So,
yeah.
I mean...
Well, sometimes, I mean, you kind of go for similar... actually, no, now I think about it.
You don't really have a lot of options.
Yeah, I really don't.
He only has like a couple outfits.
Yeah.
Honestly.
It's kind of difficult, yeah.
He has like 2 pairs of pants, a kilt, and like 3 shirts.
That's probably why I prefer cosplay conventions, because, hey, I can make the stuff I want to wear and all, and Ren fairs...
We'll work on your Ren fair wardrobe.
Yeah. Next question. No, do yours. I want to know which...
We already answered this, though. I want to know your opinions. Which do you like more, Ren fairs or Comic Cons? You like Comic Cons and anime cons.
Yeah, I love the con.
I'll explain why I don't care as much for cons. So I prefer Ren fairs. I explained why I like Ren fairs. There's a lot more like immersion and things, and with cons you're just going there to like walk through the exhibit hall, which of course there's a shopping element to Ren fairs, but besides like going to the exhibit hall, I don't really do as much at cons, there's like panels and you can meet celebrities. Unless there's someone specific I want to see, I'm not really into like panels and autograph signings. The other thing is that if it is a crowded convention, you're inside, you're enclosed, the sound is a lot more pervasive. So I get more anxious at cons, whereas with Ren fairs, even if it's a little bit crowded, you're outside, it's a lot more open. Except the Folsom Fair was way too crowded for my taste. That was like the one Ren fair I went to where I got anxious.
Yeah.
Even the one where I overheated, I wasn't as anxious. I was like, woo, let's keep going, even though I was dying. But I've, on numerous occasions, had anxiety attacks especially at Summer Sac Anime last year when Tara Strong and the Teen Titans crew were there.
gosh, that was a
and it was
nightmare.
shoulder to shoulder. Me and my brother were like buddies at that one, and there was no signal. We couldn't get a hold of him.
Yeah.
And we just like found a corner and sat on the floor and just
That's why I
disassociated.
I think that's the advantage of now we know each other so well after 7 years now at this point that I know, okay, she's going to have a harder time at conventions. So I'm going to try to make it as easy as possible for her. So usually if we don't have a hotel at a convention, we'll just go maybe a couple days at the convention and the days that are least packed. Usually the cons that we'll go to will have a hotel room. And if I can see it on her face, if she's feeling anxious, I'll walk her back to the hotel room so she can recharge her batteries and such.
Yeah. That's the one that we go to in SoCal. We're usually like we both just burped at the same time.
Yeah.
We usually get a hotel like a block away. So
Yeah, and while I let her introvert, I'll go off and party or whatever.
go to his raves and
Yeah, my raves and all that jazz.
Okay, so now we're in the aesthetic and
We're on the
fashion.
last subject
Yeah,
already.
this is already a really long video, so
Yeah, okay.
we only have a few questions left. So what is your favorite aesthetic on me? And I already know the answer to this, but
Okay, so all you need to do is just put a picture of Morticia on the screen, and that answers
so
it.
his first crush was it 1950s, 1960s?
Yeah, Morticia.
The original Morticia. He likes them goth babes. He likes the dark.
Okay, hold on, no. I don't want the audience to think, oh, he's one of those guys who grew up in the 90s, fell in love with the goth girls. No. That wasn't me. My parents raised me on a healthy diet of old school movies and TV shows alongside with the new ones. And when I saw the original black and white Addams Family and Morticia came on that screen, as a boy, something changed in me.
It did something to him. So his type is the quiet, stoic, sarcastic girls, which is very much me when the camera's off, which he likes, but also when it goes with like a darker aesthetic, he really likes that. So whenever I wear dark colors and like dark lipstick, that's his kryptonite. So if you guys are wondering why I've been leaning so much into the whimsigoth lately, it's because I'm getting a lot of positive feedback. Like I said, it is an amalgamation of my different aesthetics, and it's implementing like the gothy grunge side of me into the more fairy whimsical side, but also the feedback has been nice.
They can see it from my face.
Yeah, this is not me changing for him before I've even met him. You guys know I had an emo. Well, first I had an emo phase when I was a teenager where I wanted to be emo. And then when I was in my mid-20s, I was like kind of more grungy. I wore, black docs every day, black skinny jeans, dark lipstick. My hair was cut super short and dark.
I did admit to you when you showed me those pics, I'm like, well
then. I was also very mentally ill back then. I was miserable. I was just showing it in my aesthetic. But this is like the whimsigoth though is a very good balance because it has like all of my different personality traits and all of my aesthetics expressed, and it's a healthy cynicism. Because I'm not as cynical as I used to be, but I still have a healthy cynicism. So
it's cute.
How did you start wearing the way that you wear today? That's for me.
That's for you, yeah.
Yeah, that's for me. Literally just experimenting and wearing what I want and allowing myself to change. Seeing Pinterest boards and Instagram and being like, oh, I want to try that, and then trying it. Thrifting has helped me a lot. Like, I can afford to experiment with my style because the top is $199, and then I can later be like, I don't like that. I'm not going to wear that anymore. So giving yourself the space to like experiment and try different things, I think, is how I ended up wearing what I wear now. And what I wear now may not be what I wear 5 years from now. So
do you ever wear regular clothes, or do you mainly keep to your aesthetic?
That depends on what you think regular clothes are. I do own leggings and t-shirts, but usually there is
I'd say you usually wear what your aesthetic is.
Yeah,
outside.
it's because like
even if it's simplified, you'll.
Yeah, it's like even if it's just like I'm wearing like right now I'm wearing this aesthetic top, but I'm wearing leggings on the bottom. Like it's usually just sometimes a toned down version, a comfy version. And then like when we go out, I'll go all out and wear my aesthetic. I think most of the stuff that even my t-shirts are kind of aesthetic. I don't know. I don't own any jeans, if anyone's wondering that. I never just wear jeans and t-shirts. I think jeans are uncomfortable.
I wear regular clothes.
He wears regular. He wears jeans. He wears jeans and a t-shirt. This is him.
This is
dressing up.
But I do like wearing this. I actually grew up wearing suits and stuff. My family, when we go to church and stuff, and I got used to it. So I actually do enjoy wearing.
And I do like it when you dress, especially like you're wearing jeans with the vest. I like that. I like it when guys are like the business casual.
It's
Stylish. You know, I have a menswear Pinterest board.
Oh yeah, you still have to show me this so I can.
I think I have. It's been a while.
Yeah, so I can.
I just wish he would let me dress him more, and I buy him stuff sometimes, and then he turns his nose up because it's.
No. I've only done that once. Don't be telling that. I've only did that once for that one time.
When was the last time you wore the rust orange sweater I bought you?
It's hot.
Did you wear it last year?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you know what? I'm gonna keep tabs on that. I'll report back.
I do remember wearing that specifically. Don't put them against me here.
I like V-necks on you, so you need to wear more V-necks.
I do wear those.
A little bit of chest hair.
I will say, yeah. Oh yeah, more chest hair. She loves that. But I do when it's something I really like, I will agree. Like, yeah, I'll definitely wear that for you. But if it's something that I don't like, I'm not. As we said, we'll be honest with you. I'm just gonna be honest. I'm like, no, I don't want to wear.
I'd be like, why did you buy that?
Yeah.
So Poppy is back, and we are on the last question.
Look, say hi to everyone. Go.
Come on, jump up.
Come on.
Okay.
Look, say hi. Not my butt.
I don't know if this is meant for both of us.
Look at this.
Or if this is just.
Look at this beautiful girl. She's a star. This girl is going to be a star someday. Okay, now get off my seat.
Scoot over.
Okay. Oh, never mind. All right, she's
Okay.
gone.
I don't know if this is meant for both of us or just me, but what is your favorite perfume or scent?
That one is. I don't know.
You have your favorite cologne. You wear, what is it, the Captain America one?
I mean, that's, you call me a nerd right there. That one is just a regular cologne, but whatever cologne I like the smell of, or in this case, whatever perfume that, like, you usually when you pick out a perfume, you ask my opinion, what do you think of the smell? And I'll let you know if I like it. And the last few perfumes you got, I was like, oh, you better wear that.
Yeah, and then we each bought like a cologne and a perfume when we went to Disney World in 2017 that we still have. It was super expensive, so we use it very sparingly. I have a few favorites. Like I splurged one time on a Kate Spade perfume. I'll insert a pic. I have one that's from Victoria's Secret. It's like small and it's really nice. I think I got it as a bridal shower gift. I think that's about it. I don't really wear perfume very often. I do want to get more perfumes. I do want to get more into perfume. It's hard because you actually have to like leave the house to do that, and ordering perfume online is a gamble. So
yeah, and it can be expensive.
Oh,
too.
there was one I got from Target that I really liked, and I couldn't find it in the full size, and I got it in like a little miniature.
What was that again?
I don't know because it leaked in my purse, and it's gone, and I haven't been able to find it since. When I was a teenager, I loved the Nolly perfume from PacSun. There was an orange one and there was a green one. Apparently, they still sell the green one, and it's no longer just called green; it's just called Nolly. I've wanted to order that again and wear that perfume because it's like super nostalgic.
All right.
And I'm hoping it won't bring back like PTSD memories from when I was a teenager.
Uh-oh.
So yeah, that's all the questions. There was a few more questions you guys posted, but I forgot to add them to the list, and I'm not going to go back for them now, and this is already a super long video, so you're just going to have to deal with it.
Yeah, and I think they're going to have enough of me after this one.
They're going to be like, all right, that's enough.
Enough of the hubby. Let's get back to you.
Are you picking like dog fur off my foot?
Yes, it was bugging me.
Just hopefully you guys were entertained by that. Are you not entertained? Hopefully you learned a little bit about us and you ship it like FedEx.
You know I do.
Oh no, I know you do. I'm just wondering if they do. Make sure you hit subscribe and like. Poppy also says to subscribe and also hit the bell notification because I guess YouTube has been stupid lately and not letting people know that I've uploaded.
Also, thank you guys for helping in this stuff. Her channel's been exploding ever since you guys been subscribing, and her views and everything. It's made me happy. It's made her happy. Thank you guys. I really
He's very
appreciate
proud of me.
Yes, I am. And I love you.
All right, I think that's about wraps it up. Catch us next time on